welcome to this wonderful day here in the Bahamas for the very first Rugby International of 2025 here in sunny Winton, the home of the Bahamas rugby team. As you can see, it's interesting. As both teams get together, we'll give you the team lists. For Jamaica, we have at loose head prop Tristan Brown, wearing number 1, a tight head, Kevin Thomas. 2 locks, Jasper Richardson and Delano Jarrett. Flankers, Ethan Cornick, Ethan Rowland, and the number 8, Josh Jacobs, and he is the captain. Ronaldini Fraser at scrum half, Mackenzie Davis at fly half, Tariq Hutchinson and Jermaine Brandt, the 2 wingers, Matty Kaur, Khalil Green in the centres, and the fullback for Jamaica, Rashid Pensy, and the Bahamas team. Mark Hamilton, Kwame Garland and Terrell Thompson, that's the front row. Heaney Storr and Travis Sherman are the 2 locks. Wilfred Ferguson and Jethro Bullard on the flanks. And Kevin Charlton at number 8. Taj Smith, number 9. Williams, 11. And Philip Dorset, 14, the 2 wingers. Kevin DeVoe, Sebastian Purvis in the middle. I'll give you the numbers as they do something. And the fullback, Jordan Isaacs. As we set up the very, very first game of 2025, the Bahamas kick off. And the commentators today, Gary Markham and young William Mills. You may find a bit of an Irish accent with young Billy.
Afternoon, I'm new to this position, so I'll seek the guidance of my more experienced colleague, Mr. Markham.
Unusual for an Irishman. That big fella. All right, okay. We'll get some names and numbers as we go along, obviously, as we get to know the players. We're a little less organised than we'd like to be. I have a feeling that in terms of pressure and organisation, I think there's a good example of a lack of pressure. That's a very nice tackle, but a lot of width here by Jamaica. It looks like they're going to go in easily, and they do. Number 4 scoring very nice, a very simple try, and that's Jasper Richardson scoring a very easy try, no cover, and we'll get some names for in a few minutes. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, Billy, I think, judging by the number of players that Jamaica have brought here, they brought 10 players from the UK university system. They got 4 from the States, and the rest are Jamaicans. They've obviously been playing a little bit more organised rugby, as you can see. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, just watching them in initial warm-ups, their handling skills are very good, whipping the ball across the field. So a number of them, I think, have probably played 7s as well. So I think there'll be quite a lot of wide movement.
The reason for this game today as well is there was going to be a qualifying match against Bermuda. Bermuda pulled out, and thankfully Jamaica managed to pull a team together and have not done a bad job so far, as you can see.
Okay, conversion is successful. Just coming on the inside post.
All right, now, big break by Ethan Cornick. That was the one that actually created the opening. Big fella, big flanker. So the Bahamas already 6 down, and we have not had a lot of time on the clock. So this could be a long afternoon for the Bahamas. Kwame kicking off. And again, basic skills, you know, these are very important things. You have to make that 10. Now you're giving the ball away immediately.
Yeah, I think it's probably been a long time since the Bahamas had any top-level rugby experience. It's probably pre-COVID since the last played international game, so a little bit rusty.
Very much so. We'll see what the quality of organisation is like at this first scrum. We've got Kevin Thomas, Owen Linton, and Tristan, Kwame Garland, and Terrell Thompson, the Bahamas front row. All right, here we go. That's a good spirited push by the Bahamas. All right, Jamaica come away with the ball. Attacking at speed, good tackle in the middle there by Josh Purcell, very good. Not often you get a tackling fly half, Bill.
Very rare. We struggle a bit in Ireland at the moment.
And I thought we struggled a bit with the British Lions yesterday as well. Let's see what this little scrum off. Tyreek Hutchinson, all right, number 11 for Jamaica. Both hands I've just watched, but I think he's got a bit of a sniper. I think he's going to be testing the flankers of the Bahamas in a very short period of time.
Yeah, and he teams up with Mackenzie Davis at number 10, who claims that his dad worked on Concord at some stage. So.
That's much better. Kevin DeVoe in the middle for the Bahamas. Oh no, that was actually Charlton, Kevin Charlton at number 8, up the middle. Good stop by Kevin Thomas in the middle there, very nice stop. There's Kevin DeVoe into the bar. That's a much better way, that's a penalty, referee.
Yeah.
Absolutely, all right. And the referee's wrong. All right, nice job. And the referee is Clifton Garrett from Guyana. And on a score of 10 at the moment is Clifton. He hasn't missed anything yet. We'll keep you appraised. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously not got much of a boot. You look fabulous.
Josh Purcell from the county of Wexford, so he should have some good Gaelic football skills, but maybe they'll reveal themselves later in the game.
I feel a common team coming on there, Bill. Garrett sorting the line out. So again, this is the first of set pieces. The Bahamas to the front. I do believe that should have been taken. That's a bit of a mistake. That's timing. Henry Storr at the front, missing on the ball. Here's number 11. Let's see what he's going to do. Good pass out. I'm not sure who that is. That Kevin?
And both players.
Well, I think this would be one of those where the TMO has a look at it and we say they were both committed. We have a stretcher. She's called for the stretcher, I think. So the Bahamas physio's on there already, which I think is superb. He was running around all over the place, rolling around, which I always think is a good sign, Billy.
Yes, it is a good sign, but still a worry that there was some severe head contact. So I'd say fortunately he is.
Now the good news about this streaming is we don't have any replay, and for that situation, I think that's a good news. So we'll keep you appraised of anything that's happening, but we can't go back and look at it, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. In some cases like this, it's probably a good thing. But again, I mean, just going back to that incident before, Billy. I mean, the difference there was how quick the Jamaicans moved the ball rapidly.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they were displaying some very experienced handling skills at the start of the training beforehand, the warm-up, and looking very good. And I'd say that tackle as well. Again, a very committed defence tackle by.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Now, from here, I can't see. But do we have two players down?
Yeah, I think both the Jamaican and the Bahamian player are still on the ground. So,
which may indicate head-to-head, eh? Yeah, I can't see much, Billy, and I can't report much from here. So
no, I'm not going to comment on until you have some
conjecture is not
details,
important at this point. We do have a backboard coming out for one of the players. And that's not a sight you want to see very often at all. That's the ambulance coming on. And as we know nowadays, everything is precautionary. Everything is super precautionary from every aspect, and I think we appreciate the fact that we've got so much expertise available on the sidelines for this potential situation. I see a lot of movement with his arms and his head and everything. So I think at this point it seems to be just I think the players are going off. We're going to take a slight break for a second.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back a little bit. Some news so far. One of the injured players will be transported to the hospital by ambulance, but because that ambulance will be removed from the field of play, we now have to wait for another ambulance, just in case something similar happens, to be on site.
make this next one do? To warm up and stretch now.
Very, very, very long interlude. We're back with play. There's an ambulance in play. As a result of the last play, just so that you know, the Bahamian player, in fact, both players went off to had injury assessments, head injury assessments. The Bahamian player actually went off to the hospital, and the Bahamas had a yellow card because of that. And now they've started very well, driving up the middle, putting the Bahamas into a good position. Travis Sherman looking very good with the ball. So the Bahamians have a renewed sense of purpose by the look of things, Billy.
Yeah, come out with a lot of energy, so let's hope it can be maintained. But yeah, good penalty. So
and the first penalty, and we remember the score is 1-0 at the moment, so it's a goal, as they would say. So we have 7 points
correct. Well,
for Jamaica, and now we have a penalty chance for the Bahamas.
And they've decided to go for the kick and the 3 points. So good idea. Take your points early.
I thought you were the man that would always go for the corner, Bill.
Well, if just judging on the game so far in the first 6 minutes, I would say take your points early.
You're a wise man, sir. Wise man. I do believe this is a bit confused here, Billy, because number 11, according to the team sheet, is Alonzo Williams, who I do believe is the man in the hospital. It looked like Kevin Charlton.
It looks like Kevin Charlton, correct.
And it doesn't matter how the ball goes over. It's what score.
Scraped over. Scraped over.
On the score sheet, the Bahamas get 3 more points, courtesy of the number 8, the kicking number 8 for the Bahamas, Kevin Charlton.
Yeah, they say they're all a bit rusty after all the many years without any international games, so just getting back into it. So well done.
This has got to be hard for both teams to get back into it. They've had a 50-minute delay while injuries were assessed. Interesting, they have the and if you're watching and you can see more than I can see, there's a bit of a surprise on behalf of the Bahamian hooker. And not a great kick from Josh Purcell at number 10. There he is again. This is the boy. This is the I think there's a huge gap right by the rucks at the moment, and it's been exploited heavily by the big runners of Jamaica. That would be the back row of Jamaica. referee. I think they were just getting back slowly, sir.
Quickly taken by Jamaica. Bahamas not back 10.
Number 7. And remember, the Bahamas already down 1. Very confident Jamaican, all right, Ronaldinho Fraser, all right, okay. Put in the big man, Prescott into the, he's already had an impact by making the first break for the first try, and I do believe they're going to go over in a second. Not that I'm a pessimist on behalf of the Bahamians, but I do believe it's very difficult to stop them from scoring here. But they've moved everybody out wide and left a big hole in the middle. It's an advantage to Jamaica. For what, I don't know. There he is again. Number 11. Great little sniper.
Oh,
I think the referee will come back for the penalty, though. Hey, listen, this little Aldini Fraser, I like it. Good little scrum half, sniper. And if I were Jamaica now, I'd. Oh no, just
try.
What's the point of taking a scrimmage to win the ball when you
get defense on that?
Number 3. Is that Ethan Cornick? Can't be. That was a small fella. No, in fact, it was. The score was Jasper Richardson. All right, okay, won the locks. All right, in comparison to the flankers, he's a small fella. So
I would suggest that we you excuse some of our calls on the numbers because they are very.
What are you trying to say, Billy?
Very mixed. Very mixed.
We have different information from the from the paper.
Yes.
All right. So 2 tries to 1 penalty, and the score at the moment is, as you can see, 14-3. Yeah. Jamaica back, very well organised, very quickly. The Bahamas rolling up. No challenge at all to the ball. There he is again, Josh Jackass. I've got to be careful how I say that. Is it Jackass, you think? He's a big lad. Ethan Cornick with a good run again. Apparently pronounced Hakas, so apologies to all the Hakas family out there. He must have had a lot of fun at school, that's all I can say, Bill.
Yeah, I think the Bahamas are going to have to try and contain this game. They don't seem to have the running ability outside, so they may have to take it up the centre and tie it up a bit.
Well, I know one thing. I wouldn't take it around the side with Hakas standing there waiting to maul me to pieces.
He's a big man.
He's a big unit. Like I said before, he was obviously born when meat was cheap, Billy.
Father of his teammates, so. And
well, we've got to hope that he sort of fades a little bit.
Yes.
There's a law which states you can't hold him for
half an hour.
For half an hour. I think these guys have to learn some rugby very quickly. Ronaldini again, a little tap. Funny enough to Hakas.
Hopefully Hakas burns out very quickly.
I sincerely hope so, Billy. Otherwise, we are going to be in a lot of doo-doo, as they would say.
Because he is a very impactful player.
All right. Kevin Thomas has had a number of carries today, big carries as well. So an advantage for a knock-on. The Bahamas are looking either a war of attrition.
They're going to have to be play the game much tighter. They don't seem to have the ability to move the ball out wide on a regular basis. So they're going to have to take it off the sides and try and work it up slowly. And then hopefully a kicking ability to put them ahead. At the moment they appear to be against the wind in the first half, but not a big wind, so it's.
But again, I mean, the only kicker on the side for the Bahamian side is the number 8.
10, and number 10, Josh.
I'm not sure.
Let's hope he.
And we know one thing: I don't think the Jamaicans are going to go into a kicking game.
No, they're certainly not.
I think Mr. Hakas and I think Mr. Thomas are going to see a lot of the ball today. And just to remind joiners, the score is 14-3 at the moment to Jamaica. An early try, and followed by a bit of a collision in the centre, which resulted in 2 players going off, and a yellow card for the Bahamian tackler. We sincerely hope he's doing well. He went off to the hospital for a head injury assessment. And so the Bahamas are down to 14 men, and Jamaica as well. So that's a ball against the head. Good hands, very good hands. He's quick. So I think so he's going to call. I think he's going to call the captain.
So too many.
Couple of high tackles there from the Bahamas. A bit round the neck. So he's calling Kevin Charlton over to say, "Excuse me, Mr. Charlton, would you mind asking your players to be a little bit more respectful of the laws?" I'm going to call Ronaldini the petit general, because he's the little general at the moment. He's definitely running things.
Yeah, he's certainly dictating the plays. He seems to have ignored his captain's advice and called the scrum as opposed to
himself. Exactly. It's always high. Now, if this stands, I'll be amazed. All right, okay. That was nifty. So Ronaldini had the ball. I mean, I'm not sure how close to the touchline he was, but he still managed to make a little chip forward, which came off somebody's nose, which eventually fell to Jamaican. And thank you, a wide opening try for. We don't have any. We have no confirmation of players' numbers or anything. So at that point, I could only see number 13 going over, but I'm not sure it was.
Well, you know,
if it is Tyreek Hutchinson, but I need that confirming, Billy. I couldn't see it well enough.
Yeah.
And here is Le Petit General. So, when you make a decision in this game and it works, it was obviously the right decision.
Correct. Despite the interesting nature.
The overture from his captain.
From the captain later, yeah. They might have some arguments later. And certainly if they lost the game, there might have been some arguments later. But
Billy, we have 21 minutes on the clock, okay? The score is 21-3. And the only thing that can happen, can see, is that the coach is going to have to bring on all of his second team, you know, to be able to make this a game.
Yeah, at the moment the Bahamas are not engaging. They, yeah, there are too many gaps in the play for that Jamaica are easily accessing. So yeah, like the Bahamian coach has to be very concerned at this moment.
Yeah. I think that's a very polite way of putting it, James. Jimmy on the fence, that is, by the way, just so you know that. Jimmy on the fence. Far too diplomatic, Bill.
Sometimes the fence is not a bad place to be at times, Gary.
As long as it's not a picket fence, Bill, with those little spiky things.
But, yeah, trying to keep everybody happy on the stage. So, I mean, it's too early in the game at the moment, Gary, to make predictions. But yeah.
Well, I don't think so, Bill, to be honest. But as the coach for the Bahamas, now what are you going to do? Because at this point in time, as you can see, they're winning ball. Okay, they move the ball a lot quicker, and they're breaking tackles. So, what are you going to say to the Bahamian team now at this point in order to be able to say, look, you're going to bolster this up a little bit, and we're going to stop them from so well and so quickly?
Okay, I don't know who's on the bench at the moment for Bahamas or the quality of the front row players otherwise, but clearly Jamaica are making the selection of a scrum when they have a penalty as opposed to anything else. So they clearly think they're dominant in that sphere of the game. So if he
are clearly dominant.
if he has some secret torpedoes on the sideline that he can bring in and put in place, then I would do so. I wouldn't leave him to the last 20 minutes of the game. I would do it at halftime. And
as we know, the Bahamas have, throughout the years of their rugby, they've always had some very, very quick players.
Yeah, that's the style. Generally, the style of play has been the fast game on the outside.
We've got to get the ball into their hands.
Yeah, but yeah, as everything, you have to get possession, Gary, and you have to.
Exactly. And as you can hear in the background, with such a knowledgeable crowd, it's not going to go 10 out. See this again, is it? Yeah, excellent. There he is again. That's Jackson. But no, it isn't. That's Hakas again, right?
Yeah.
Lovely tackle. I'm trying to work out how that's a Bahamian ball, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know how, having made the tackle.
Stop forward movement.
Yeah, I struggle with that too, but take what you can, Gary. Yeah, I think Hakas clearly.
It's going to be a name we mention a lot, isn't it, really?
Seems to have broken the Bahamas, or at least winded him severely.
It's a very good kickoff from Taj Smith, the Bahamian number 9. Actually, very well measured. It's the kind of kick you really want as a forward. You want on the 10, you want to be going forward, you want to get some height, you should be able to get some momentum going forward, and then you meet this guy called Hakas.
But I suggest, having caught the ball, that you lower your upper body very quickly to absorb the tackle. Leaving your whole side available to be hit is not.
I think he was leaving your whole generation to feel that tackle, to be honest. So once again we have a stoppage. I hope this isn't the trend for the entire game. According to the screen, the clock is still going, so I presume this is just air time. You have the Bahamian numbers there. I'm just looking. Gina, the physio for the Bahamas, has been very busy today. All right.
But also a fantastic support to the Bahamas team over many, many years. She has always been there to help with 7s tournaments, with 15s tournaments, and helping all the Bahamian players recover from injuries. So fantastic supporter of Bahamian rugby.
They were very well versed amongst a lot of other sports as well. So Travis Sherman is back to fighting fitness. Taj has the ball. What can the Bahamian pack do? They're one man down.
We can't even win.
Knock on by Taj.
Yeah.
It's an advantage to Jamaica, and we have the ball moving again. Oh, thank you very much.
Knock on by Jamaica, bring back the original knock on. But yeah, we cannot win our own ball. That's a problem.
Not when you're going backwards at 90 miles an hour. There's a couple of flagging people out there. It's very hot at the moment, regardless of the fact that you're in the Bahamas. I know it's the Bahamas, but it is still exceptionally hot out there. And I do believe both sides are going to be affected by this heat. And as a Bahamian, hopefully it's the Jamaicans who are more affected. But these are guys, remember, a lot of their rugby is played in the temperate regions of the world. So fingers crossed they're not used to this heat.
Yeah, well, you hope that their tenure within the UK has affected their ability to deal with the hot weather.
Softened them, I do believe you're looking for, Billy.
But I'm not seeing much of it. I'm not seeing much softening. So
again. Well, that was an interesting move in the centres. There he is again. Look at him. Look at his. The little general is off again. He had time to take the ball
good tackle.
And then readjust.
Good tackle by Sebastian.
Very committed tackling by the Bahamians. I have to
Kevin,
say,
the ball
very,
back in again.
very
well
pleased
done.
to see the determined defence. Oh, he's off again. This is Jackson. Look at him. Oh, the last thing you want to do is Taj. Taj is saying, oh, good tackle. Fabulous tackle. So the referee needs to stop this. They're going down like flies. So Josh Jack. It looks like.
Jonathan Isaacs, no?
Is that the fullback, Jordan? On the floor?
Oh, Jordan, sorry.
Yeah. Jordan Isaacs on the floor. That's Jackson who ran into him. He's a big fella.
To go.
All right, we're back to the game. Travis is back down again, so that's the second time he's been attended to. I think he's going to take a break now. And we'll look to see the numbers to see who's coming on. Looks like Luke Thompson's coming on. Is that Luke?
Yes, yeah. Luke Thompson coming on.
He's going straight to lock instead of to prop. He's coming on as a prop. There'll be some reorganisation in the Bahamian defence once again. It must be close to them bringing the player after 10 minutes. The yellow card is surely getting close to it. Referee, you can't let that scrum go that high, that's stupid. This tackle by Hakas again. Luke Thompson on, nice tackle by Thompson. That's counter ruck to the ball's there. That is utterly amazing, Billy. I have to tell you this, right? They'd counter-ruck the ball was sitting there, they left it. Okay. The general did his normal bit, got the ball away to Tyreek Hutchinson on the left wing, who had an open run to the goal. Another try for Jamaica. At this point in time, we now have 26 points to 3. And I do believe we've still got about 7 minutes left in this first half. Somebody mentioned in the crowd there'd be a cricket score. I can't believe that for a second, but it's getting close. I think the Indians scored a few more against the English today in Test match.
Well,
and here he is again. Ronaldini Fraser. He's been the heart of this this team at the moment, right? He's making decisions. He's going left and right. He's making very good decisions. He's sniping.
They're awarding the man of the match already, Gary.
I'm not sure between him, Jackson, and Hakas at the moment. I'm not sure who's carried the ball the most. Some good defence on the Bahamian side, though, I have to say. And some poor defence on the Bahamian side as well. 26 to 3. The ball. And we then kick the ball, And we then kick the ball directly back to them. Nice tackle in there. Jordan Isaacs followed up on his kick very well. It's not good when you get a little flanker who's the size of a bowling ball running at 90 miles an hour, though, is it, around the flanks? Right, good defence by the Bahamians, and now I do believe it's out. See what the referee says. Kwame Garland dramatically asking his players to get a move on.
And Hakas just strolling up to the line out. There's no concerns at all. Just taking his time.
And I think he's also calming his players down as well. Just relax, relax.
Yeah.
But it is a line out. I actually thought it was a scrum, so I think we have more chance at the line out.
Yeah, and they must know they have no need to kick the ball. They can just... Well taken.
And the fly half takes the ball on the second bounce. That's actually not bad. Obviously, it's improving. And you know, there's some good little talent here on the
there's movement.
Side, right?
Get some momentum.
Some guys that can carry the ball well.
Got a couple
That's
of
a high tackle. That's Jackson again.
Release. That's a release. They're not releasing. No, man. Release earlier on. after tackle.
So your normal diplomatic status has disappeared after 25 minutes then, Mr. Mills?
No, I'm trying to be an objective. There you go, eventually calls it. But
well seen by Clifton Garrett, the referee from Guyana.
yeah, but he should have called it 2 moves beforehand.
I think we're sponsored by Foster's. I've seen the Foster's advert with the 2 guys getting together. I think we're very similar to those 2 fellas. What's your favourite colour, blue? Mr. Purcell with the ball in his hands, thinking, how far can I get down the touchline?
Okay.
I'm going to say not far. What do you think? I'm thinking probably halfway between the 10 and the...
Well, I think
there's a bit of a wind.
I think crossing the line would be a good thing to begin with. But yeah, Jamaica are starting to look a little...
This wind, actually, in the second half, I would kick the Badubas out of
Davis,
this game,
kick
right in
him.
the corner. Any
Correct.
possession you get, put them
Correct.
back in every single corner, I would.
Yeah.
Try and give you guys a little bit of a respite,
Correct.
all right? And stop Hackass from running through the middle.
So whoever your main kicker is, launch it down. The whole second half.
I do believe it's number 8, to be honest.
Yeah.
Charlton, very good footballer.
No, Kevin probably has the best kick, best boot. Yeah.
Yep, and there you go. Like I said, halfway between the 10 and the 22. He's giving his team 10 metres, Billy. That's fabulous. All right.
Okay, come on,
So good
Bahamas.
line out.
Let's get a possession and.
We have 39 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, according to the high-tech people. It's probably AI. I can't believe they're losing the line out as well.
It was a terrible throw. I don't. And he caught the ball in his knees.
So he's going to run it from there. Good tackle.
Oh, well tackled. Well done.
That is a nice piece of defensive work.
Well played. Well played,
Very well
Bahamas.
done.
Good. Go for it.
Drive, son, drive. The score here would be absolutely brilliant for the Bahamas. It would
Yeah.
energise them. Okay, they go into the half. The question is, what do? You take 3 points? You can't take 3 points, 26-3.
No, at this stage, Gary, you're down too far. You have to go for the try.
Yeah, exactly. But how organised are they at this point? Do they know what they're going to do?
Well, you would have hoped they've done a couple of penalty moves in training and they know what they're going to try. So there has to be a couple of moves they have in play. There you go. Oh, no. Knocked on.
It's a well-practiced move then. You're going to pin them back in the scrimmage.
But like the best laid plans of mice and men. I thought the Bahamas might be quite forced against them, having retrieved the ball, and then it would have been nice to have a try before half-time and raise their spirits and bring them into double digits.
Nice tackle on Hackass. Again, you know, this
There you
point
go.
in
Penalty
time,
point. Well done, Bahamas.
put Hackass under pressure, you know, Billy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
made a couple of mistakes
He has.
on his handling.
Yeah.
Maybe
He's
there's an
becoming-
opening there.
Well, he's becoming a bit too cocky about his abilities.
I've got a great idea. Let's take 3 points.
So, oh no.
Oh, no.
I have to say, at this stage, 3 points is not going to be enough. You need to go for it.
See, not only are you a wise man, obviously a man of mathematics as well.
Sometimes you have to throw caution to the wind, Gary, and just go for it, because you know, when you're losing every ball, you're not retaining ball. When you have opportunities near the line, you got to take them. And 3 points is,
Especially being so close as well.
yeah.
I agree. Unusually so. The irony here would be he's a great kicker though. To be honest, he really has got a great boot. he should be taking the kicks as much as he possibly can. So I think we've got about 1 minute on the clock, possibly. But then again, one would not know.
Well, as an Irishman, Gary, and an Englishman, the Irish will have a little bit more adventure than the English. So we do try and.
You didn't mention the English-Irish difference then, Billy. Again, for the nth, millionth time, a little bit more adventure. Yeah. Turd in the Six Nations, Billy. Turd.
Don't worry about that. We'll come back. A minor glitch.
A minor glitch. Yeah, thanks to the French. But anyway, who's talking about that? We're all together now, Bill.
Yes, mon ami.
Oui,
mon ami.
In the Antipodean theatre. I do like this little fella, I really do.
No, he's a good little player, but he looks like a sevens player. So he's clearly played for Sevens Jamaica, wherever they played. But he has that technique, good passing, very nippy off the rucks and mauls.
He's not afraid of the physical either. He likes to drive it up the front as well, so,
No, he's a strong fellow. Oui.
Right. I honestly, I'm not sure what is going on in terms of time.
I can't think there's long left in the stage.
Great kick. Look at that, lovely kick. All right, we have a line out directly in front of the commentary box. I'm really pleased we can take stock of how this ball goes in. I do believe, right, Henry Storr at the number 2 jumper is not going to move very far. It's going to be a flat throw. It's got to go to 2. Yeah, see, again, all right?
Yeah.
I wish I could predict the pools as easy, Bill. A few offside players by on the Bahamian side. Good tackle. I mean, I have to say, the defense has been very, very good.
There's some good defense, good tackling by the Bahamian team. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's isolated. It's just one-off tackles. Yeah. You're not getting the team as a whole providing the same contribution.
It's good to see some players out there looking as old as we are. I'd love to be out there, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, they needed a boot like yours when 40 years ago, Gary.
About 900 years ago, I think now, Bill. And here he is again. This fella doesn't mess around, does he?
No, he does everything. He does everything.
I think there's a huge amount of confidence.
Throwing the ball in for the hooker next, he'll be doing the whole thing.
He's got wind behind him.
He'll throw the ball into scrums, he'll hook it as well.
Ronaldini Fraser from 700 yards out. A three yard kick, and I do believe it's sideways, and he's missed it. Surely that must be the end of the game now.
That's a bit of an impact to his ego.
22.
I don't think that will be.
I have absolutely no idea of the time at the moment. This is so frustrating.
And I've had too many stoppages. So.
No switch.
Oh, well
Tackle,
done. Well
good
done.
defense.
Well done. Get up. Yeah, well done.
He's a big, strong boy. Good defense again. The problem is once they lose that ball into open play, right? Okay, you got 1 or 2 good tacklers. There's no peripheral defense, and they move into the gaps very well, Jamaica.
Yeah,
and when you consider Jamaica 30 years ago, Billy, all right, okay, they have come a long way.
But they've again struggled with consistency over the years.
Yeah,
As we've seen every time we play a Jamaican team, they're always a different set of players.
Yeah.
So they never seem to be able to get the same 20, 25 players playing on a regular basis. So.
Well, as you can tell by this.
Yeah. And but they're starting to be deteriorating a little bit. So they started off very well with passing, and now there seems to be individuals taking over the game. So. And they're necessary. They're so far ahead.
And again, I mean, once you become confident in the fact you're going to win balls,
Oh, right.
a little bit of handbags at dawn, but he would actually need a step ladder to have a chat with Hake about that
Well,
one.
and Ronaldini's in there again. Look
I
at
know,
him.
yeah. the Kevin Hart of the Jamaican rugby team at the moment.
Get some stability in your scrum and that's it.
All right, Tash, what can you do? I think put the ball into number 8's feet. I think that's the best thing you can do. I think that's incredible. How can you lose a ball?
No. Move it, yeah.
Well down, well out.
Well done, Sam.
Nice move. Yeah, nice move by the Bahamian centres. No, releasing his binding. I lie badly.
Okay, the kick injury has been given over to...
Over to the guy that can kick. I'm not sure what the score is in terms of time per point, but we're, according to my list, we're on 50 minutes. And again, still 26 points to Jamaica, 6 points to the Bahamas. And I think we're all gagging for half time at the moment. Their timing in the lineouts is not very good. I mean, the guy's up there for 3 minutes before the ball's thrown in. Nice ball out by Taj.
Where did they say it?
Kevin DeVoe on the ball, driven in nicely. Bahamian standing up over the ball. Oh my God, we have a prop lock. I don't know if you can see this on your screen.
Oh, it was knocked out. Yeah.
But there are 14 players on the Bahamian team walking.
Yeah, so we were wondering about the timing there. But the referees from Guyana, I was wondering if there was any...
But it's, I mean, on a linear scale, right, okay, I do believe it's still the Eastern time. And I do believe that is, at this point in time, that's the half-time score, is 26 points to Jamaica. The Bahamas have 6 points. The Bahamian team are now going to go away and start reorganizing and finding out how they can actually get some score and use this wind. And that is half-time from us, and we will be back in a very short period of time. Thank you. Here we are again, Billy, on the start of the second half. Score is 26-6. Jamaica kicking off in the second half, the Le Petit General. All right. Not a great start. I think it came off his shoulder, didn't it? And those are the kind of things that you really need to start with, like catching the ball. That's always a very good thing.
Well, basic skills are important even at the highest level, Gary. But I do remember Australia or England missing out on that kickoff from Australia in the test last year.
I think you're thinking about a different game, Bill.
Didn't
I think you're thinking about cricket, Bill. We will soon find out when we first game next week off the soil. I think he got injured trying to catch the ball. It would be really good if we could have some replays on these things. At least you could be able to see what's happening. But anyway, moving on very quickly. That's a great idea. Just cart him off. I'm going to make an assumption here, Bill, that his injury is not too threatening.
Well, it's like Rocky Balboa carking off the.
Now, don't you try to be funny, because it's not going to work.
Really didn't. They got. They were handling him very gently.
They were handling gently, Billy, like a sack of potatoes, which you, of course, from that little island off the coast of Britain, would know a lot about.
Yeah. Very nutritious sort of food. Kept many people alive for generations.
Of course. Walkers, apparently, right?
Don't talk about Gary again, Gary. Leave that alone.
And the first scrimmage of the second half. Okay, and again, it's a free kick. Driving in early by Jamaica, so that gives the Bahamas a little bit of hope. In too early. What shall I do, ref? What shall I do? I've got a great idea.
What are you saying? It's a free kick.
Taj having a chat. Can I kick it straight in, he says. No, you can't, Taj. Okay, we've got a big trundler. There we go.
Mark.
For some reason there's an infringement there as well.
Yeah, let's put it down this cone. Put it down.
So bearing in mind that they now have the wind, they have a free kick now. Okay. That's good.
No,
that's your penalty.
Penalty now.
Yeah,
so
penalty.
Yeah, launch it down there.
Back to the kicker. Okay, so what have we got now? We're on the 10-meter line roughly. Where are we going to be? And we don't make. Oh, we do.
Okay.
It's
proving you're wrong, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not difficult these days.
He actually has some length.
I do believe that was thanks to Tyreek Hutchinson, was it? Number 13? No, it is. There was a time, when all these numbers corresponded with the positions of the players.
Yeah, once upon a time, Gary. You actually knew who you were playing against.
Okay, line out in the 22. Attacking opportunity. They went to the front again, and that's the third time they've lost the ball at the front of the line out. Jordan Isaacs gives a good ball out. Good move. Nice ball. 7 people. A little slow on the ball. The recycling a little touch slowly, but I do believe we're in a good attacking position.
We have advantage.
I don't think Mr. Purcell was very happy with the organisation of that one. A nice little weave through there by number 10, Josh Purcell. Gives him a chance. Can Taj get over? Is he got over? Very close. It is a penalty. Halfway into the 22. And we have Gina is again a tiny touch off.
You could say, as expletive the leader would say, they expletive blow. Those two.
Thanks, Mike. We are live on streaming TV. This is Michael Lightbourne of Coldwell Banker Real Estate, the broker of the Bahamas.
Talking to the world. Talking to the world.
Oh,
Do you have any advice? If you have any point in the real estate in the Bahamas, give Coldwell Banker a call.
That's my job, Billy. Okay. And if you need any insurance in the Bahamas, go to J.S. Johnson.
We will always look after you.
And that's the centre, and Josh Purcell helps him with a kick up the backside. I love this game of rugby, I have to say. Sebastian Purvis feeling that tackle, but getting up nicely. I do believe the penalty is right in front of the post. They'll take it 26-9 if they take the 3 points, assuming they kick it. I presume Michael was talking about language inabilities at that point.
Lack of diction and comprehensiveness, Gary. But that's okay.
Being a northerner, Bill.
I did have him up. The coach of Jamaica is
he's a Belfast boy.
Is a Belfast boy.
Belfast boy. Played a good level of rugby.
Very good job today.
Nice guy.
And we'll have Gary sit with him for a half an hour after this game to learn about to get some elocution and how to improve his commentary skills.
And I think that's a good thing, Bill.
Yes. Oh, always look to learn, Gary. Always look to improve ourselves.
Good thing. Yeah. It would be rude not to. Any opportunity to improve yourself, one should take it. And the Bahamas have just improved their position with a very well taken penalty by Mr. Casey Charlton, the captain, number 8, and the best kicker on the team.
So despite the Jamaican dominance, the Bahamas have hung in there. And 20, what score is now?
I think the Jamaicans, in all honesty, have not capitalized on their obvious superiority. And I think they've allowed the the Bahamian side to to upset their game plan. A little bit rambunctious, a little individuality on the Jamaicans. They haven't really capitalized on the fact that if they were organized, they could have scored about 3 or 4 more tries easy. So there's the drive. They need the ball back quickly. And they're back to their level of organisation. Another good drive. Big carrier from the lock. And again, it's the recycling is not as good as I would have expected it to be. They're not as well organised, but then again, they're the same as the Bahamas. They've come together very, very parochially, not very well organised. Sebastian picking up a very nice kick over from the Petit General, and I'm not sure how to kick there, Billy, to be honest. Let's debate the advantage of kicking a little chip shot in the 22 while you're in the 22. I'm not a great fan. What's your thoughts?
I think a grubber ball is often quite effective when you're running through at a pace. and then you lay it on to one of your colleagues running onto the ball. We've seen that with the Lions game yesterday.
Yeah.
It's highly effective if it can be done properly. So, and the timing is right. You take out some players in the tackle, and you free up your colleagues. So.
But anything in the air gives the opposition time, and I don't believe from in the 22 that's a key move, unless you've got a very, very. The Petit General has moved out of the man of the match, and we're back to Hakas at the moment. But he's gone quiet. He's gone quiet.
He's gone a bit quiet, but he has an active first half, so he's a bit tired. I do get the
nice tackle.
I do get the feeling that the Jamaican team are playing a bit like a sevens team, and hoping for the big break on the side otherwise. So it's up well to a 15-a-side game.
No, very much so. Yeah. I have to say that's 3 very good tackles by Sebastian Purvis as well. At the moment, done very well considering he's probably broken 3 fingers.
If the Bahamas can get a try back now, Gary, you know, and bring it up to 16.
Well, they're certainly managing to slow the game down.
Yes.
We could probably read War and Peace in between the scrimmages and the lineouts.
Well,
nice ball. First strong ball at the lineout. Nice ball, very well organised. That is good rugby by the Bahamas. Get a ball out!
Oh, live it.
You have got to be kidding on the outside.
Should have passed that ball. But offside.
Best move by far by the Bahamas. Well organised.
Would we have a penalty, but he should have let it go. Should have passed that ball.
And he came from a very well worked line out. For a change, they won the line out. Well played, Bahamas.
It has been quite effective. It's not too frequent, but when it does happen, Sebastian has made some good breaks.
He had made a very good break. And if Casey could got the ball out to the winger at that particular point in time, who didn't have many people defending against him. Score sheet for the try.
As he spoke earlier, if a try would have been, Jamaica might get a little bit nervous.
So Casey to reduce the deficit by 3 points. He does like those flat kicks. So 26-12, Jamaica versus the Bahamas. The Bahamas in the ascendancy at the moment. A little bit of territory. Maybe they can reverse our earlier conversation, Bill, and make us look like good commentators.
I know we do. We like to be proved wrong, Gary. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's why you're Irish, Bill.
Yeah. It's always a good thing to be proved wrong, Gary. Yeah.
All right. I think this kickoff will determine how we're moving forward. Again, the Petit General takes the ball, and that's Casey again taking the ball from. I can't believe he just lost the ball in contact, and apparently illegally, according to our referee. I'm not sure, Mr. Garrett. The scrimmage to the Bahamas. Knocked forward there by Jamaica. And we may be right, the fact that the heat is probably getting to these temperately based players. A lot of these players are based in the UK, in universities around the UK. We have 4 or 5, I do believe, in the US. But these guys have already just come together as well. So they have the difficulty of unity, like the British Lions do, obviously, after yesterday's game against the Argentinians.
Yes. Sadly, the selection process is a bit delayed with the Lions. So they achieved their best team.
I do believe it was the Irish coach that was picking them.
Oh. Well, no. Well, the Irish coach, but I don't know. his roots are very clear.
Oh, it's all now. Like I said, War and Peace. I do believe it's the War and Peace and possibly the Bible in between now. The amount of time we're taking between scrimmages and line-outs. Gina's back on again.
Aren't there some laws in place, new laws in place, Gary? I'm a bit, it's all new to me, but aren't there some laws in place now regarding
timing?
Timing for scrums and all that kind of stuff? And and kicking and all that stuff. And
I think it's on the same page as the one there, the scrum half can put the ball into a number 8's feet. Oh my God.
I thought he was going to do the Driscoll flip around then.
Well, no, it's
pass over there.
Basically, he should have brought in the double dummy miss, okay, to bring the scrum, to bring the fullback into play. But it was a double dummy miss. But listen, the Jamaica,
yes,
their players are beginning to walk as well. This is good to see. But you break 2 tackles like the Argentinians did yesterday, and they score a try. You can only hope he's going to knock it on, but no, I do believe he's going to be over the line. Is he?
Oh, some good
he's held up.
Some
good defence in the end.
Bahamas
Scrabbling defence. Bit like my golf, Billy, scrambling. No way, no way. It's got players on the ground, referee. How can you allow... Anyway. So quick free kick taken. All right, the fly half for the Bahamas saying, hang on a second, ref. You've got injured players on the floor.
Ground, yeah.
How can you take a quick
penalty?
You can't. But he did.
Yeah, and the Bahamas are remonstrating with them, explaining to them clearly that there were players on the ground, but his decision is not going to be changed.
So, a true referee then?
Unfortunately, we don't have the privilege of VAR.
The TMO? VAR's football, Billy. I thought somehow you're going to get that wrong.
No, I think I got that one right, Gary.
Le Petit General again, kicking. I think in a few minutes, I think he's going to take on the referee's job and take the whistle as well. This fella's doing everything. One of the Misted. One of the candidates for man of the match, though, Billy, on the Jamaican side is number 8, Matty Core. All right, okay, I think he's carried the ball pretty well in the centres. Every time he's had the ball, they've worked off him very well.
Hackers, huh?
Well, I think Hackers has actually taken a back step. I think he had about 45 minutes into him. All right, okay, and as a result, I think he's now departed these shores.
He's very tired.
And
oh, it's terrible.
Well, he's that tired. He's on the sidelines, Bill, at the moment.
Or a red stripe. It was terrible.
What's terrible?
Your kickoff, just not even getting.
Oh, I know. I mean,
these moments you have to focus.
But these are organised moments. Like, I mean, starts. I mean, all the set pieces have to be organised if you're going to play any kind of international match. Very much, very important.
The basics, always the basics.
And it always starts with a set piece. And as you know, Billy, being one of those ball-winning forwards that you were, you know, the backs really appreciate not having to do it too much work.
Well, we always relied on to do your basics. We always knew that we were going to.
Kevin DeVoe for the Bahamas giving a very good carry. That's a 20-yard carry. And I think he had at least 5 Jamaicans on it. Strong fella. With the ball in his hand, he's also a very, very good player. So one of the centres for the Bahamas, Kevin DeVoe, playing very well at that point.
I think the Bahamas can still make a game of this. I think they're trying now and get it to 31-19 and put some pressure on Jamaica. I think Jamaica are looking a bit disorganized at the moment. So if the Bahamas can get some momentum.
I think Jamaica have hit a wall, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the one thing the Bahamians know how to do, Billy, is play late rugby. Long pass from the Petit General to the centre second row.
Well tackled, well tackled.
Yeah, but a very poor offload as well.
Very poor.
Is
Ooh. So a bit
Sebastian Purvis getting in there.
almost had a fist, but fortunately he parried it well and ducked quickly enough.
Mentioning his roots, magic. I do believe they're going to kick again. 15 points.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very interesting because there is a certain malaise attacking. Malaise attacking the Jamaicans at the moment. That's incredible. All right, you're on camera, by the way.
No.
So can he reduce the deficit by 3 points? 31-12 at the moment.
Well done.
Fabulous boot, I'll
Well
tell
done,
you.
Kevin.
I'm amazed that he's not kicking out of the hand.
And despite the dominance of Jamaica, Bahamas are still in the game.
31-15. And the closer they get, the more they'll get lifted. The more they'll get lifted. This is a very interesting game. I have 62 minutes on the clock. According to this, we've got 18 minutes left. And I do believe if you reduce this score by a few points, it becomes a respectable score, and the Bahamas can walk away with their head held high.
Well, I think, Gary, when you play these games, respect, you know,
Backwards.
all very well to have respect for score, but you want to win the game, so.
Oh my God. Jamaica playing heavily into the Bahamian hands. All right, okay. Very poor bit of work by
That's
the
a penalty.
The number 20.
Well done, Bahamas. Showing good hunger, good passion.
And another poor kick as well. He could have been playing fly half for the Bahamas. Nice ball out by Taj. This boy can play.
It's good play. That's a nice ball. That's a nice ball.
It's a penalty,
That's
I
a
believe.
penalty. That's a. Why is a penalty to Jamaica?
Not releasing him. Well, he was on the floor for 5 minutes, ref. All right, that's a lot of ground gain. We're on the 10-meter line. I can't keep track of all the substitutions taking place, Billy, so we have to go by shirt numbers, and then of course our shirt numbers are incorrect anyway, so we'll find the names eventually. They're going to number 2. Well done.
Much better, much better.
The Bahamas working out that they can take the ball from them as well as they can take the ball from you.
Well
Kevin
done.
DeVoe in the
Kevin
centre.
DeVoe.
Fastest ball. I think there's a little level of offside there by the yellow players. I am not biased. Yes, I am. I've got a great idea. Let's just... And there's a big hole behind them.
All too slow, sadly, but anyway.
Owen Linton stealing the ball heavily. But again, I mean, this is something we as Bahamians need to talk about as well, is this going, it's a ridiculous conversation about going too far with the ball, all right? But if you run so far that you run away from any of your support players, okay, you have to understand how far you can go. Owen Linton, the same thing for Jamaica then, runs so far away from support, loses the possession. A very wise move. We have a water break. Score is now still 31-15, Jamaica over the Bahamas. And it's time. Please drink responsibly. Don't drink while you're driving.
Have your designated driver arranged to bring you home in a safe.
You gotta be careful now. But again, I have to say thank you to Tanaka for doing this. This is such a fantastic occasion to get some international rugby here in the Bahamas, and we haven't had so much for such a long time. You mentioned earlier, Bill, that you thought COVID did a bit of damage to Bahamian rugby. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of players either left the country or went somewhere else to find work. It took away from 2.5 years of training, so players couldn't come out, and particularly rugby couldn't engage with each other and practice otherwise. So you had a 2-year period or more where it kind of it just heavily impacted the rugby fraternity here in the Bahamas.
I didn't think we actually managed to get the youth out as much as we did before either as well. So we didn't necessarily. We lost clubs as well, right?
We lost clubs. Some clubs, like we only have 4 clubs here in the Bahamas, and 1 club struggled to field a team. So the hope was that young players would come through and you try to develop the game again. But again, we're like rebuilding the process. So like unfortunately, we're back to kind of foundations again, trying to get that going again. But there's a number of retired Bahamian rugby players who are giving back to the game, organising school buses, getting them up here to the Winton Rugby field, and encourage them to practice. And so they're a bit young at the moment, but in time, they're only in their 10, 11, 12. So in the next couple of years they'll come through, and so we just have to be a bit patient. But yeah, COVID knocked a hole in the Bahamian program. So. And
not only that, the infrastructure as well has changed a little bit as well. There's been a little bit more support for the development of the field, for example. It's actually the best it's ever been, right? Not ever been, but for a very long period of time, right? Yeah,
it's a heavily used field because you try and raise funds through leasing out to other sports and the wise. So it's heavily used with flag football, with soccer, and with rugby. So the Bahamas Union have basically furloughed it for the last 2 months, and they've done a great job in actually reseeding it and getting it going again. So again, the lack of rain here has been an issue. So they've had to provide put in some new. So yeah, a lot of work has gone into play. So.
And all credit to the Bahamas Rugby Football Union for doing that and bringing some high-level games here. And I'm really pleased to see this today. And fingers crossed we can reduce the deficit in the final half of the game. We've got 69 minutes on the clock, so I reckon we've got probably about 12, 15 minutes left, depending upon how well our referee, Mr. Garrett from Guyana, has been running his clock. So, game restarts, scrimmage in the middle, the Bahamas ball. And that's a solid platform to get the ball off. I'm very
that's much better.
Impressed at this point in time.
Much improved. And they've made some changes to the scrum, Gary, and you can see that. It's become a bit more stable on this, and even with the line out, with that Odell coming in at number 2, is a more aggressive player.
I do like him. I mean, he's a very long in the tooth player, but he gives 100%. Great pickup by Josh Purcell off his toes, and played very well at the moment. The front snipe. But the team, 2 or 3 little handling games, done very well, I have to say.
But the Bahamian team has changed. You can see the momentum going forward, the enthusiasm, and confidence that they can win this game. They're not just looking for pride, Gary. They actually want to win this game.
Yeah, I agree. And the crowd heavily getting into it. We've had 4 waves up and down the stadium.
What the players fear themselves of momentum coming.
But I think this is interesting again. Look at the number of Jamaican players sitting down. Heavily strong, and now I think they may be feeling the heat heavily.
Clearly life in the UK is not helping them well, so they don't get the same level of nutrition as they're getting Kingston or Montego Bay. So the old meat and potatoes don't seem to work for them.
There's so many comments I should have said at that part in time. Okay. They're obviously not getting their natural.
They need to get home to Jamaica and get sorted, and then they get some jerk chicken, pork, and sausage, and some breadfruit, and get their energy levels back up again.
Was that place in, just outside? We're waiting for Jerk. Where's that place?
That was called Boston, Gary.
Oh, Boston. Yeah, Boston. That changed a lot, didn't it?
Man, that was a
Best
beautiful
jerk chicken in the world, right?
Best jerk in the world. But
Fabulous.
Get your half-pound of chicken, half-pound of sausage, and breadfruit, and sit down there for an hour, and you're in heaven.
Yeah, and then go home and then sit for 4 hours on the loo as well. Fabulous stuff.
Well, again, that's your English backside, I was sorry, sir.
So the crowd getting into this heavily, right? At this point in time, there's not long left, but I do believe there may be a try. I mean, we've had 5 penalties so far to 5 tries.
Yeah, there are 16 points off, so you're looking at 3 scores, at least 3 scores.
I don't think the result is in doubt, but I do believe the momentum may be in doubt.
Well, I think, as you say, you come off the field with the felt you've played your best. Look, Odell wins again.
Again.
So Odell
that's the 3rd line out they've won.
Yeah.
Handle the ball nice. No, too early. Oh. Get the ball quickly. Let's move the ball, Taj. So Taj to scrum up. Yeah, I don't think he quite understands the meaning of quick ball. Good defense by Jamaica in the middle. That's probably a penalty, I'm not sure.
A penalty, yeah. Advantage Bahamas, yes.
He's not a kicking centre, is he, Josh? So
that'll be advantage Bahamas, I would think. So this must be a penalty.
It's a deliberate knock on, I do believe. The assistant referee, the AR, Mr. Nigel Kirkby from Freeport, is putting the referee correct. So he's saying it was a knock forward.
At this stage, I'd go for the corner, Gary. I don't think I'd go for the points.
It's not a free kick, Billy. It's a scrum.
Oh, it's a scrum. Oh, the penalty. Oh, it's not a deliberate. Okay.
Well,
the scrum.
Same as the Argentinians today.
Yesterday.
And the Indians today as well, in their test match. Okay. Strong finish, Bahamas, strong finish. Good ball, early ball. Come on, Taj. Best ball so far.
Let it go, Sam, let it go.
Yes, good move, now move. Oh, Mr. Purcell, oh my God. Very well worked, not enough players.
No.
So the forward pass. Substitutions. Oh, it's all happening. Excitement galore.
I know, let's have it's good.
Very good, very enjoyable.
Impressed with the Bahamas that they have not laid down and they've come back very well. And the introduction of Odell in the scrum has made a huge difference with the scrum and the line-out.
Massively.
They are now winning their own ball in set pieces, which they couldn't do in the first half.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
How old is Odell?
90 by the look of things.
Realistically, Gary.
Odell has been around since the old king died, Billy. I'll tell you right now.
But he's like Hackett.
He is, yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
He's like Ninja. Yeah. Ninja, who started playing in 1901, and is still playing, I believe.
Yeah.
But playing effectively as well.
Yeah, still world champion in kickboxing.
In kickboxing, exactly. There he is again. This is the boy I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
How quick he moves. Another good tackle by Sebastian.
Well
good
done,
ball.
Bahamas. Well played. Well done,
Kevin. Well played. Actually, you've got to let him up. You can't be kidding me.
Yeah, he's allowed to get up.
Mr. Garrett, you've got to allow him up. This is the informed opinion. The informed opinion of the commentators that you got that wrong. Be a bit of a shame now because they do like to break out. I think they're going to break out. And I think we do apologise if you hear any offensive language over the streaming. Well, that's what the BBC say anyway.
Yeah, but we're not in UK at the moment. Can be a little bit freer than the BBC.
Sorry, Billy. I meant whatever the Irish equivalent was.
Well, I think if it was RTE, it'd probably be acceptable. So
There's a big difference again.
who's that?
I don't know, but I don't think he understands English language, to be honest.
No. I think that's gone beyond RTE and the BBC.
Oh.
I think it's exceeded all limits of any media communication.
No, that was Tyreek Hutchinson scoring, the left winger scoring there. From what I can only assume, apart from the fact that Josh Purcell missed the tackle, was a very poor piece of communication. He's had a good game as well. But I'm going to say, Billy, listen, of all the players that we've had so far, the consistent player for me at the moment has been Matty Core. He's the centre, and I do believe that's number 8, the left centre. Always carried very well. So from the Jamaican perspective, despite the fact that the little Petit General has directed things, all right.
Well, it would be a man in the match between him and Ronaldini.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, to be honest.
And Ronaldini was certainly very effective in the first half.
The greatest impact, but
when they got most of their points.
Totally agree.
So don't forget about him.
So we'll make a decision in a few minutes, but to our listeners, and we do appreciate the fact that you've actually spent the time to have your eardrums beaten up and listen. The score is 38-15 to Jamaica. A little resurgence towards the second half by the Jamaican side. They had a moment of relapse, allowed the Bahamians to keep coming back and getting their penalties. But I do believe now that unless they secure some good ball, we're going to have 2 more tries. That ball, he was 5 yards into the pitch.
It's a bit like the England kickoffs, Gary, isn't it?
Like Keystone
very
Cops.
Similar.
Honestly.
Similar. Aren't they all outside when they go the kick? No.
Not on paper, apparently.
They always look outside, but nobody calls it anymore.
Exactly.
Well, no, not just England. Everybody looks outside.
I think it's the black and white thing in the morning.
Everybody
when you look in the Times results the following morning, Billy. That's the one that you look at. See,
well, look at the scrum now. I mean, they're actually getting
I can't
ball.
believe you just said that when they went backwards.
No, but they retained the ball. They won the ball.
Yeah. Good move, bringing the winger in.
Yeah, Bahamas, go for the corner. Go for a bit of
I
glory.
bet you can't guess who that was. That was Matty Core. All right, okay. And the thing was, the poor thing, he was on his knees and he was scrimmaging around and he was taking the ball. And an effective kick from Mr. Purcell. Is that the first one?
Well, it'd been nice. And as I say, achieve some pride in the end of it.
The camera's now panning into the score, 38-15. I know it sounds strange, but it's how much you're going to be beaten by is an interesting concept.
Who's winning the ball up high aggressively. Yeah. I mean, and clearly would have had.
Speechless.
Oh.
We should bring the genius in.
Yes. Ex-Bahamian player Brian Sims has just arrived. Some advice as to how we should.
President of the Bahamas Rugby Football Union. A few other monikers as well. I'm not sure Jordan should be anywhere doing the distribution.
The crash call, yes.
Yeah.
It's a scrum.
Driving forward, Mr. Garrett thinks it.
Yeah, no, he's right. It's a scrum Jamaica.
I would argue with the earlier conversation. I think they had some momentum going forward. I think they should have had the scrum there.
No, no, he's been held up as
very important substitution. Adam and Graham Gard. I mean, I think their last game was 2001. Coming onto the park.
Well, that's why we'll be ready. Should we ready to call on quickly?
My boots.
On myself, you. Brian Sims has just indicated he's ready to move on. So he's just had a new ankle operation, so
he's probably fitter than he has been. We've got to be in the final minutes of the game now. So can the Bahamas pull out a few more points? And we have to reiterate again, but all right, okay, for the first time for a few years. I can't even remember the last time we played.
No, it's a fantastic opportunity for young fellas who've just got involved in the game to realise the potential of travel and what rugby offers, and the French.
And they're all going to have a little chat afterwards.
No, and I remember when in our playing time we used to do like 3 tours a year, so it's been normal where you'd meet up and hook up with other foreign players and make friendships. And
have lasted all these years.
Lasted a whole lifetime, yeah.
It is a fraternity, Billy, as we know, right? Okay.
And well done, Bahamas.
Good hands. Here he is again. Strong. Look at that. 2 tackles, 3 tackles. Good ball. You know, I'm not so sure, Billy. I like Matty Core a lot.
Yeah.
This is a new guy.
Yeah, I think I have to go with you, Gary. I have to say Matty may, certainly in the last quarter, has dominated.
He's made a lot of difference. Le Petit General has been in the middle of it. But Matty has made the big breaks.
Yeah.
Nice tackling as well. I think that was Adam, Bless his heart. Oh, no, that's Graham Gard on the floor. Like I said, last time he played was 2021. Lovely tackle in the middle. The counter.
All offside. All offside.
So
penalty.
far offside.
All offside. Anyway, we're not on the pitch, Gary, so we can't make these.
Well, you're
calls.
not far off it, Billy, by the sound of things. We have a pitch invasion in a minute.
Well, he was so offside. It was like.
Well, I think the initial problem was the fact that there was a knock on initially, but I do believe advantage should be played. It should be a penalty.
Excessive, Gary. So
thank you.
We have to.
You are the voice of reason.
We do have to control ourselves and apply some rational thought process to the whole thing.
So, is this the final scrimmage of the game? Maybe.
But you see how well the Bahamas scrum has
actually moved forward that time. Very good.
No, he didn't release tackle. Why? He didn't release on the tackle. So why is that a penalty against?
I'll tell you why the penalty was there. Because it's all right having a crash ball, right? It's not a problem having a crash ball, but he was isolated.
No, he was.
And there was 3 Jamaican players around him. Right, at which particular point in time, he's got no chance.
No, I agree, but the tackler didn't release.
No.
Ever. So it's purely isolation.
The minutiae of the game there, Wilhelm, I do believe, has been lost in the referee's mind.
Yeah. Because he's isolated.
Here he is again. Here he is again. Look. 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Strong. Ball out. Matty Core again. Matty Core has just released the player.
No, I think Matty clearly plays a good level of football back in the UK.
Very strong. Very strong.
So who does he play for?
Have you got some notes on it? No idea. Tiger.
So I don't know, where's Tiger Rugby? First person in the family to represent Jamaica at a national level. So I don't. Tiger, a local Jamaican.
I don't know. But for me,
I think if any team was looking for potential recruits, they might go to Matty Kaur in Jamaica, ask him to come visit.
so for me, the player of the match for Jamaica is definitely Matty Kaur. Close second would be the Le Petit General, Ronaldinho. He had a fabulous little game, and I do believe that the very, very good game, along with KC Charlton, along with, I mean, a couple of good moves from Kevin Charlton, but Kevin DeVoe. But I do believe
Sebastian Purvis.
Yeah, coming on in the second half in the scrum, in the high jump landing.
Oh no, I think Odell Ambrose
has a
incredible after coming on. He's probably mid-30s and made
mid-70s, Bill, I think.
made a very significant part of the game. Steadied the scrum and started winning ball on the line out.
So the score, 45 points to Jamaica, 15 points to the Bahamas, and at one point it was looking like we could have reduced that deficit. I do believe there were more points in. Congratulations to Jamaica. They've had the same amount of organisational time as the Bahamas have, so well done.
Well deserved win by Jamaica. They got a bit loosey-goosey second half, but
I agree.
But I think with more training, they'll probably put more time together. They will get it together. But well done, Jamaica. Well deserved win.
I'm not sure what the delay is now. I mean, we've got 3 minutes maximum to go, and we're standing around. Have an injury. Sebastian Purcell on the side. Why is the referee over there? I like Sebastian, says. Nice guy.
No,
I want to make sure he's okay.
No, he did well, and he played very well. Some very impactful play in the centre, so he took the ball at pace.
Yeah, good job.
And a couple of times, I think maybe his colleagues could have laid the ball out further to the wing and to the next player, rather than cut back into ground when he took the ball on.
And let's go back to some of the Bahamian players as well, right? Okay, in positions, all right, okay. In all sincerity, apart from his boot, I thought Josh Purcell had a very good game with the ball in his hand. All right, okay, he made 2 or 3 very good tackles. With more ball, I think he could have been more effective, and with more effective organisation because they ran the ball pretty well. Taj, as a scrum half, I would like to see a bit more of him. He's laid back, not too much snipe. You've got to snipe as a scrum half, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, the little Petit General is racking and rolling again.
I'd have thought, the distribution of the rucks and mauls was a bit slow.
No, it's slow. It's very slow. Look, but I think that just comes with understanding and training, right?
Yeah. And see there, the Dale Ambrose are back in there again. Covering the ball, winning the ball. The man's just a hard man.
Yeah. Well held up.
And he's back in again.
Oh, he's stolen that ball, but I do believe it's a lie. It is a lie, Billy. He's going to be pulled up for it. It's an advantage. There's a little bit more life in the Jamaican players now.
No.
So let's rate the referee as well, because that's why we're here. We're here to create mayhem and give you our opinion.
Not really. That's not our.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that. We're to report on mayhem.
I would say his game was mixed.
Mixed.
Did he affect the result of the game?
Not in any way, shape, or form. No.
Did we have some concerns regarding some decisions? Yes. But
then again, he's a referee, which goes with the territory, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So overall,
Yeah. Okay, that's
maybe,
good.
Yeah. Maybe.
I would agree as well.
Maybe a B-.
You see, understand a B- far more than you do, Mr. Mills.
Well, that's too high a grade, is it? Okay. Okay, let's go to C plus then. C plus.
And the Petit General has just come in from the side. The ball is wide open. We have minutes left. It's an excitement in the game at the end. All right, Mr. Thompson with the carry. It looked like he was going into a baby's diaper. Terrible pass.
Knock on.
If you'd have been at fly half there, Billy, it would have been a pick up easy from your toes.
Well, we learned to be flexible as hookers back then, Gary, because we had to have our head in our knees when we were hooking the ball. So you don't have to do anything anymore. Just
Yes,
wait for the ball to be put behind your feet. That's all.
Yes, but they are 6'4" and 290 pounds, Billy, as a hooker these days.
Yeah.
He's had a good game as well, number 4. I'll tell you, a very good game for Jamaica as well. Great tackle again. He is my man of the match for the Bahamas, I have to say.
Yeah, Sebastian Purvis.
Yeah, Sebastian Purvis. And this is about right, I do believe, from the beginning. This is about right in terms of the score.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 50-pointer.
Yes, and realistically, it could have been a lot more. So the Bahamas have done well to stay in the game and maintain some pride throughout the process. Where the Bahamas could have achieved some tries.
Well, this is the key at the end of the day, right? Okay, if you score against their defence, pin them back a little bit, it gives you a little bit more kudos than sticking 5 penalties over. I know, mate.
You come. Stop bringing me on this. Sorry. This.
Oh, you have got to be kidding, Mr. Garrett. There's a time and a place that referees have to have a little bit more understanding and empathy for the game. He needs to call it now. According to my clock, we're looking at and this is something else, Billy, we need to talk about, right? Okay, referees have the autonomy in the game to be able to decide, because they're the sole people, all right, who decide fact and fiction. We've talked about many times, all right? So in this particular...
No, absolutely not, but he has to, I suppose, follow the laws of the game and make sure the game is played.
But he is. I mean, according to my schedule now, we're at least 5 minutes over. Well played.
Yeah.
All right, and time is there, gentlemen and ladies. Thank you ever so much for watching. All right, okay. We hope we've had a game which is worthy of some entertainment. Jamaicans are very happy at the score, 52-15. The Bahamians, obviously abroad. We hope you listened, looked, and enjoyed. And as much as it was a score against us, please understand that they are going to come back strong. We need help in terms of our youth program, and of course we also need some support on your social medias as well. So thank you once again from Gary Markham and Billy Mills. We want to say a big 52, the Bahamas 15. Thanks guys. Billy?
Good night and good luck.